Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a Stephen King movie collection show and tell. And I got this idea while I was coming back from school, and I was like, you know what, I could do this for the, in celebration of it coming out. And it's gonna come out next week, and I and my friends have already planned on going and seeing it on Thursday night when it comes out. Hopefully by the time we buy our tickets it won't be sold out, so keep your fingers crossed for us. But I will try to do a movie review that night if I can, so then you guys can see what my opinions on it are. But to get into this, I have DVDs, I have Blu-rays, I have VHSs, I even have a Laserdisc of all of the Stephen King things that I have in my collection. There are a few that I am missing because I took them to school with me, and I pretty much just decided on making this video on the way here, so I didn't bring any of them with me. But I'll try to list them off real fast so you guys can know, and they're in my other videos, so hopefully you'll be able to find that. But I have an It VHS tape at school. I also have Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which is a Stephen King show, and also Kingdom Hospital, which has Stephen King's name on it. I don't know how much he actually had to do with the actual creation of it. And then I also have the CED video disc of Carrie, and you can see that in my thrift video, which I just posted. It should be like one of the second or third video of my most recently posted. But let's get into these VHSs. Alright, so this first one is crazy. I went to the thrift store today actually, and I just filmed a VHS haul video. I don't know when that's coming out, and I think I forgot to include it, so I want to make sure that I include it in this one. But I was so excited that I found this. This is the same thrift store that I found my thinner VHS at, and this one is crazy because it's like been out of print on VHS. I believe it's out of print on DVD, and so it's pretty hard to come by. And this is actually Apt Pupil. So I am beyond ecstatic to have this. I definitely look forward to watching it. It actually does not mention Stephen King's name on the front, which is kind of crazy, because most Stephen King things, definitely, they market the heck out of Stephen King's name. But literally all it says is from the author of Misery and The Shining. But his name's nowhere on here. But this has Ian McKellen in it, and I believe it has to do with, like, some sort of Nazi thing. This Ian McKellen, I believe, plays... It says a German fugitive, so I don't know if that necessarily entails that it's Nazis, but it seems kind of like this. And this next one I am only bringing up because it is technically uses a Stephen King name, but not... Stephen King actually sued and said, I don't want my name put on this, and he won, but this is the Lawnmower Man. And I just wanted to bring that up slightly. And then this next one also doesn't include Stephen King's name anywhere on at least the front cover, but this is Hearts in Atlantis. I believe this is more of a drama than it is a thriller. But, you know, I haven't watched it. I read about half of the book, and for whatever reason I stopped. And then this next one, it does have Stephen King's name on the front, and this is Firestarter. I have not watched this one yet, but I definitely look forward to. Apparently it has Heather Locklear in it, and obviously it's got Drew Barrymore in it as well, so that is pretty cool. So this one is definitely not in the best condition, but it is a Stephen King movie nonetheless. And this is Dolores Claiborne with Kathy Bates in it. So, I have not watched this one either, but I definitely look forward to watching it at some point, and hopefully that point comes soon. And then this is another Stephen King movie that I haven't gotten around to watch yet, but this is Stephen King's The Dead Zone. So this is supposedly, from what I've heard of people that like Stephen King and stuff, this is probably one of the best adaptations of his books. I've only read a few Stephen King books, mostly because when I tried to read them, it was when I was in like high school and middle school and intermediate, like 5th and 6th grade, and they were pretty hefty for reading at that time. So I would read like half of a book, and then I would, for whatever reason, I would stop, and then I would start another book and read half of that. I had a bad habit of reading like half of books and then wanting to watch the movie and calling it good. But let's get on to the next one. The next one is Cujo. So I haven't watched Cujo in years. I've probably only watched it once too, and from what I remember, it was pretty crazy, so I look forward to revisiting it at some point. The next one, well, this one's kind of sad. This was directed by, well, it was written for the screen and directed by George Romero, and this is The Dark Half. So this, I don't know if I've watched all of this. I do remember that the whole premise is that this guy like absorbed his twin in the womb, and his twin is like conscious and still like a part of him, and kind of like takes over for certain things. Then next up we have Stephen King's Cat's Eye. So this is an anthology that has Drew Barrymore in it from when she was a lot younger, and there's 3 different stories, and they all kind of have to do with a cat. But I actually really enjoyed most of this, so I would definitely recommend watching this if you're a Stephen King fan, if you like anthologies, and all of that. So then next up, I have not watched this one either, but this is Needful Things. I had this on DVD and I sold it, and I've been waiting to buy it on Blu-ray for a while. I was hoping that maybe Scream Factory would pick it up and do like a collector's edition or something, but so far they have not. But I definitely look forward to watching this at some point. Then this one is pretty good. One of my favorite Stephen King stories, well, not stories, this is one of my favorite Stephen King movies, and this is Misery. So Misery is definitely pretty crazy. I mean, Annie Wilkes is a crazy lady, so I definitely would recommend watching this if you've never seen it before. And then this one's kind of cool. This is a 2-pack, and this is the Stephen King's Rose Red. So Rose Red is about a house that pretty much, it's like possessed or whatever, and there are a bunch of psychics go in there to like study it, and weird things start happening. But this was a pretty cool, I definitely enjoyed it. I think I've only watched the movie about one time. It's really long, it needs 2 VHSs for it. My DVD copy of it needs 2 DVDs for it. And then the last VHS that I have that has to do with Stephen King is The Secret Window with Johnny Depp. So this is one of the newer ones out of the VHSs that I have, and I definitely enjoyed it. So now I will do the Laserdisc, and this is a repeat of one of the VHSs that I have. So this is the Firestarter Laserdisc, and I have not watched Firestarter on my Laserdisc player. It's sometimes, I don't know, it's weird. I probably need to find a new one. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes the picture is pretty rough, and then sometimes it's pretty good. So I don't know what the deal is with it. But then let's get on to the DVDs. So the first DVD is actually a prequel, and this is the prequel of Rose Red, and this is the Diary of Eleanor Rimbauer. And if I'm not mistaken, this is out of print. Most of Stephen King's stuff, like movies based off of Stephen King, are out of print for whatever reason. You would think that they would want to market the heck out of it and try to sell as many as they can because Stephen King's name sells stuff. So I don't know what the deal is, but it's apparently out of print. I found this at a place like FYE. And then I've had this one forever. I don't know when. I don't remember when I got it. But this is the Rose Red DVD. And it... 36 chapters on 2 discs. And... yeah, so you're like watching it and then in the middle of the movie it's like, alright, put in disc 2. Which is just crazy. And I believe Rose Red is out of print as well. And then we have Stephen King's Storm of the Century. Now, I actually really enjoyed this movie, and I believe that this is out of print as well. So, I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for it, recommend checking out eBay, or going to one of the, like a store like FYE, or just thrift stores in general. Sometimes you can find some pretty cool deals in it. And then the last Stephen King DVD that I have with me is Stephen King's Desperation. Now, I actually used to really enjoy this movie. I haven't watched it in several years, so I don't remember a whole lot about it, but this was one of my favorite Stephen King movies at the time. It looks like it was executive produced by Stephen King and Mick Garris, so that is pretty cool. And it's got Ron Perlman in it. Also, it was directed by Mick Garris. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know if this one's out of print or not. And now on to the Blu-rays that I have. So the first Blu-ray I actually got in a horror pack. And this is Stephen King's Sleepwalkers. Now, I watched this back when I got it, and I actually enjoyed this a lot more. It's got, what is his name? Brian Krause in it. And I remembered him from Charmed. I used to watch Charmed with my grandmother, and he was one of the characters in that. And then this is a repeat of one of the VHSs I have, but this is Secret Window with Johnny Depp. And then I also have, and this one's also kind of sad because this was directed by Tobe Hooper, and this is Salem's Lot, which I'm pretty sure was a mini-series. I have not gotten around to watching this yet, but I definitely look forward to, and even now that Tobe Hooper has passed, I definitely want to give it a shot. This is one of my mom's favorite Stephen King movies, and this is Stephen King's Pet Sematary. She definitely enjoyed it. She liked the little boy. His first name was Gage, and if you don't already know, my last name is Gage, spelled differently, but still the same. And then she absolutely loved this cat, whose name is Church. Well, I believe his full name is Churchill, and they call him Church for short. And that's a reference to Winston Churchill, who is the Prime Minister of Great Britain. And so we got a smoke gray cat, and my mom named it Winston after the Pet Sematary cat. This next one I picked up, I upgraded it quite a while ago, but this was a really good one, and I'm currently watching the new television series, but this is the 2-disc collector's edition of The Mist. So this 2-disc collector's edition, one of the main features of this is it includes the alternate black and white version of the movie, and then all documentaries and supplements. This one is actually more recent, and this is also a Stephen King. This is actually a remake of a Stephen King movie, and this is the remake of Carrie, and it's got this nice little lenticular cover. I actually really enjoy Chloe Grace Moretz. I don't remember what I recently watched her in, but I just I watched The Fifth Wave, which is a Blu-ray, or a movie that she was in about aliens, and I actually really enjoy her as an actress. And I haven't seen this remake in a little while. I probably watched it when it first came out, so I definitely need to brush up on it, and hopefully it's as good as I remember, because I thought it was pretty good compared to the, like, if you put the original and that together, I thought it did a pretty decent job of remaking the original. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. And then last but not least, this is a TV show based off of a book that Stephen King wrote, and this is 11/22/63. Now, I actually just watched this summer, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite a bit different than anything that I've seen Stephen King do, but it was one of those classic, if you could go back in time and change an event, would you? And what would happen after you change this event? Well, what is the course that history will then take? Because if you change an event, it basically has a butterfly effect to present day, and things aren't going to be exactly what you seem, or what they seem like they might be. But that is it for the Stephen King movie collection. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys go and see it. I think that it's probably going to break a bunch of records, especially for horror movies, because, I don't know, the buzz behind it is just ridiculous. But I hope that it's actually really good, and I hope that I am able to do a review of it for you guys. But that is it for this video. Let me know about what you think of all the Stephen King things that I have. But that is... And remember, if you like this video and you want to see more of it, please give me a like and subscribe while you're at it. And that just lets me know that you guys are enjoying these videos and that I should make more of them. So that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.